Many CHS students were affected by the events that occurred on September 11, 2001. Today, almost 10 years later, TheInkBlotNews revisits these events.
Well, I was in first grade at the time, so obviously I wasn't fully understanding what was happening. I got taken out of school early. My dad worked in the city at the time. He explained it in later years to me, because at the time I just knew that a lot of people died, a lot of people got hurt. But he remembers that he heard the first crash, and he said it was like, he thought the world was ending. It was terrifying, and everyone was walking like zombies. All public transit was closed, so everyone walked like a pack. And at the time, all I remember was being worried about it because I knew he worked nearby. My mom was worried, but she had talked to him, so we were just waiting for him to get back. And he did get back that night, but there were people who didn't get back until like the next morning. So I don't know, it was not a happy time, obviously. No happy memories.
September 11th, let's see, I can tell you exactly where I was. I was in Bayhead. I was painting a house. I was on a roof on the third floor, about to fall off the side of the building. And all of a sudden the painter screamed inside and he's like, "You gotta check this out." And before I knew it, we were watching television for the next 7 hours, watching everything occur live. And my boss at the time, the guy I went to high school with, just goes, "What should we do? We should just go up, man." I'm like, "All right." And we tried cutting across. We tried taking the ferry over, and we tried actually going up, and we ended up making it up to Atlantic Highlands, and we couldn't take the ferry over. So one way or another, we just stayed. We went back home, and we ended up canceling work for the next 2 days. We watched TV the whole time, watched everything unfold. It was, I remember it well. My birthday, September 11th, so can't forget, certain things.
Well, there's certain events in my lifetime that stand out. I was in school when a messenger interrupted the class when J.F. Kennedy was assassinated, and the whole class was sent home. There's a few events that will always last in somebody's lifetime and stand in somebody's mind. So I specifically remember exactly where I was and what I was doing on 9/11. I was still in the telecommunications industry. And it was my last year before I retired, and it was 1 year before I started here at CHS. And I took an early trip down to Cherry Hill for an important business meeting, and I heard it on the news. And the first thing that came to my mind was that my son, who's a screenwriter now in California, he was living in Manhattan at the time, and every other day he would go over to the World Trade Center. So the first thing I did was I phoned him on my cell phone, and all the cell phones were out. So I got scared to death, and I started to tremble, and barely could make it down to Cherry Hill. We got to the meeting, and they canceled the meeting, and all the men went home, and I can remember just glued to the TV the entire day and watching the terrible events of the day. Finally got a hold of my son, who called me about 10 o'clock that night. He said he was okay. You can just imagine that was nothing compared to some of the things that people went through that day. Certainly stands out in my mind, like a Pearl Harbor for the older generation. And this is 9/11 is day of infamy for your